Hello, my name is Sally and today I'm going to show you an autumn makeup look using Look Fabulous Forever's range of makeup, which is specifically for older faces. So I have no makeup on, I've got my trusty roller in and I'm going to start by, I've already moisturised my face and I've waited a few minutes. I've used my day cream and I'm now going to use my first product, which is Smooth Like Silk Face Prime. I'm going to pop that all over my face. I'm using a couple of pumps and this is a really good first product. I always wait a few minutes after I've moisturised to put this on, just to let the moisturiser sink in. But this is a wonderful base. I use it every single day underneath my foundation, all over, everywhere apart from the eyes, because I'm going to use a separate primer for my eyes. And what this does is it just smooths out any fine lines, fills in any open pores and creates a lovely smooth surface. And it means that your foundation will go on much better and stay on all day. Because it's autumn, in the summer I sometimes use, well, I usually use Light Look Beauty Balm, but in the autumn and winter I tend to use foundation. This is Continuous Cover Foundation, number 2, and I am going to put a couple of pumps on my hand, using my hand as my palette. Sometimes I add a little squirt of primer. I'm going to add a little bit of primer and mix the two. I'm now going to take my foundation brush number 3, just mix them together. And you can either pop it on with your fingers or you can pop it on with your foundation brush. Because I've mixed a little bit of primer, I'm popping it on with my brush. And now I'm just blending all over in a sort of down and diagonal motion over the cheeks. This is a really lovely product and you don't need very much foundation. You need less than you think, and the secret is to buff it in really well using your brush. If you've got the right colour, you shouldn't need to go down the jawline. You should just go to the jaw area. And what I'm then going to do is just with my fingers, just blend. So that's just last bit of blending. So I'm not putting it on my eyes, I'm not putting it on my lips, I'm putting it a little bit under the eyes, but I'm going to be using concealer next. So I have got a few red bits, I've got the odd little spot, I've got some broken capillaries, and I've got some darkness around the eyes. So I'm going to now use our Cover to Cover concealer. So this is our concealer. This is the number, let me show you, number 2. I've used the number 2 foundation and the number 2 concealer. So I'm going to use my concealer brush, number 4, and I'm just going to pop it just in the areas that are dark. I haven't had a lot of sleep, so there's a little bit of darkness around here. I put it, can you see I'm putting it actually into the corners of my eye where it's a little bit bluey, and that will just take away from that blueness. I'm sort of stippling it in. So around the eye, what I then do is take my ring finger and tap it. Just to, the warmth of my finger will just then tap the makeup in and stop it sitting in any fine lines. It just blends it. It's a beautiful creamy concealer, great consistency, and it's got tea tree in it. So I'm actually going to put a little bit around my nose area where I've got a few broken capillaries. Just this little area here, a little bit there. I sometimes put a little bit, get a bit of redness around the chin, so just a bit here works too. But because it's creamy, it's not cakey, it's not drying, it really makes a difference. What I'm now going to do is to use my eye primer, Smooth Out Eye Prime. You don't need very much at all of this product, so I'm going to take a tiny amount on my finger and just pop it onto each eyelid, the movable part of the eye. I'm now going to go back and take my concealer brush and just blend it in. You can just use fingers or you can use your brush. But the secret is to put this product onto dry eyes, clean dry eyes that haven't got any oil residue on them. So I'm putting it where I put my eyeshadow. It will take away from any fine bits of discoloration that you have on your eyelids. As you get older, your eyelids get a little bit thinner and you get sort of little veins coming through. So it will just cover those up, and it means that your eyeshadow will go on as a true colour, and it also keeps the eyeshadow from creasing. Okay, so it's autumn. I am going to give myself a little bit of colour. I'm going to use my peach cream blush. So I'm going to put that on with my finger, and I'm going to just bring it sort of from the centre of my eye up in an upward, sort of like a teardrop shape. I'm going to put a little bit of blusher on, then I'm going to do my eyes, and then I'm going to see if I need a tiny bit more. Sometimes I do my eyes, then my blusher. Just depends what mood I'm in. It really doesn't matter at this stage whether you do eyes before blusher. I'm going to use my blusher brush number 2, just blend it in. A little bit more colour. Okay, now I'm going to go for my eyes. I have chosen today to use the Eye Shade Trio in warm browns. So these are 3 lovely colours. You've got cream, cocoa and chocolate, which are nice autumn colours. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my eyeshadow brush and I'm going to start by putting the cream colour all over as a base. Cream is a really versatile colour and it suits pretty much everybody. So I'm putting it all over my lid, bringing it up to just above the socket line. And then the other side. And it's a nice light colour, so it just brings the eye forward slightly. I'm now going to use the second colour, which is cocoa, and I'm using the same brush, and I am going, this is brush number 7, and I'm going to just go above, just above the socket line, sort of creating a little bit of a sweep of colour, bringing a little bit down. What I'm going to do now is to use the chocolate as an eyeliner. So I am now going to take, this is a wonderful brush, this is wedge brush number 8. I'm going to take a little bit of the chocolate on the brush, then I'm going to take off the excess on my hand, and now I'm going to use it as an eyeliner. Just getting as close as you can to the base of the lashes. And as you can see, I'm winging it very slightly upwards, just at the edge, just to give my eye a little bit of an almond shape and lift the eye. Because you're using a shadow rather than an eye pencil, it doesn't have to be perfect at all. You can go over it and just little short strokes, but the secret is to try and get it right to the base of the lashes. So I'm going to do the top of that one, and then I'm going to move on to the top of my right eye. I find this eye a little bit harder, so I'm going to sort of hold it closed. And then that makes a nice smooth area for me to work with. If you're able to shut one eye and keep the other eye open, it's easier, but I can only do that on one eye. So I'm going to put a little bit underneath as well. Not quite as much, but just a little bit to create, again, the illusion that my lashes are sort of fuller, and it will just outline and define my eyes in a soft way, using a lovely autumnal colour. So out to in, it's a little bit wider at the outside, and then I'm just fading it in, taking the pressure off the brush. That's how I find it's easy to take the pressure off the brush as you get into the middle, so that it just fades away from out to in. What I'm going to do now is to use some mascara. So I'm going to use Live Lash Mascara in black, and I like the waterproof one. So I am going to do the top lashes first. So I'm going to wiggle really, again, to get to the base of the lashes, really wiggle the mascara wand through. And if you can see, I'm sort of slightly blinking onto the brush. Make sure you get right to those outer edges of your lashes. And if you make a mistake or you sneeze, just take a cotton bud and dip it in a tiny bit of your foundation, and that will remove any blobs. Again, I always say it's worth taking your time on your eyelash and your mascara. You can build up if you want more. So I'm going to do the other side. Okay, so I am now going to just take a tiny bit more blusher. And then I'm going to finish off with a lovely autumnal lipstick that's fairly new lipstick. I'm going to use Amber, which is quite a lovely warm colour. So this is Amber. So I'm going to use my lip brush. It's eye lip brush number 5. And if you use a lip brush, I can't talk and use a lip brush. If you use a lip brush, you can get a really nice definition. So I just go around the outside on the outer edge using the lip brush as a lip liner, and then I fill it in. And hopefully this lipstick will look really nice with what I'm wearing. The lipsticks are beautiful and creamy. So when I've done my lipstick, I usually just go back and just say, do I need a tiny bit more blusher again? It's always good at this point just to see. I'm going to take my roller out now. And hopefully we've got a lovely autumnal look for you. I hope you enjoyed that.